love it when this happens. Check 1, 2. There we go. My goodness. Every time I do that, it changes itself. I'm going to have to change the desktop audio here as well, just to make sure, because it's probably going to do the same thing as well. There we go. Everybody say hello.
Hello.
Okay. So, pro streamers, that's just the second time I've done that. I'm going to have to double check every time now. Welcome to the Adventure Archive. I am Evil Andy XO, your dungeon master on this romp through the Mythic Odysseys of Theros. It's a murder mystery, the Meletian mystery. And joining me tonight are some fabulous players. The man, the myth who started it all. You know him as Melee After Dark. Ryan, how you doing this evening?
I am doing okay, Andy. How are you?
So good. So good. Who are you playing tonight?
I play Gnostis, the cleric of death in this campaign. And that's me.
Awesome. You may know him from his gaming streams, his world creation streams, and as the leader of Night Owl Squadron, late to the show Entertainment L2. How are you doing this evening?
I'm very curious. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen next, and I'm excited for a party later on. I'm playing Fonaze Dinata, the Barbarian, Leonin, Gladiator.
Awesome. My favorite neighbor and a great member of the Adventure Archive community. Janelle, how are you doing this evening?
Doing good. Happy to be back to Theros.
I know. It was nice to take a week off, but it's been a while.
Yeah.
Who are you playing tonight?
I'm going to be playing Fakira, the Zeta Warlock.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to some things that might happen tonight, just for you. The newest member of our streaming team, Cam, the Magic the Gathering aficionado. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing quite well. I also was missing Theros last week, so I am happy that we're back.
We're glad to have you here. Who are you playing tonight?
I am playing Drados, the wizard, and many other things.
Awesome. The man with the classy drink, you know him from Dark Kingdoms. He's back. He's looking for his god or something or other. Eric, how are you doing this evening?
Fantastic.
And who are you playing?
I am playing Brazino the Fourth Jr., a Leonin paladin of a dead god, so fighter.
Just a dude with a sword.
Excellent.
Dude with a sword.
So, a little recap is in order. This group, the crew of Tomorrow's Twilight, saved the town of Alekos from the destruction of a wrathful sun god. But in the process of doing that, the sun god was struck down by his former champion, Elspeth, plunging the world into darkness. Fortunately, it came out, and the world breathed a sigh of relief and new peace for a time. 2 years had passed since then, since these heroes saved Alekos, and then one day, in early or late spring, the town of Miletus, the city of Miletus, the Pole of Miletus, awoke to find that 3 of their 12 ruling philosophers had been murdered in one night. The ruler of the city, Parasophia, reached out to these heroes, begging them to come to Miletus and help the city in their hour of need. They returned, came back, met with Parasophia's second-in-command, Petros, and went on to investigate a architect that was missing but presumed dead. They found that he had constructed a maze, a Minotaur's labyrinth underneath his house, and they had to go through it in order to find out the answers, their answers. And when they got there, they found Bubo, not really Bubo, but his mechanical owl familiar, who told them that the architect had come across a hidden temple underneath the city. Thank you, Mama Guac. Thank you so much for your tier 1 subscription. We love having you here. It's always a pleasure seeing you in the chat. And when he found that temple underneath the city, he was confronted by another one of the 12 who was also killed, Minron, who asked him to keep it a secret. He said that the location of the temple was hidden on a map which he kept at the local college, the Decatia. You left the architect's home and encountered a former priestess of Heliod, the sun god, who was following you. Brazino chased her, and because Leonin are so much faster than regular old humans, caught her. Well, Fakira caught her, and she confessed that she was part of this cult, the Cult of the Void, who were the owners of this temple. She told you in a note to come to the 3rd bath at the Phynaxian bathhouse, and that would lead you to the temple, and that she would show you the truth herself. While that was going on, Nostis stumbled into the necropolis at night all by himself, and between the mausoleums, he was confronted by 2 assassins, and through some nifty smart work managed to get away before they could lay a poison blade on him. They all met together at the Decatia, reported to Petros nothing, practically, because they didn't trust him, and then went on to an estate prepared for them, where they found out they were being scried upon. They pulled together their chairs in the Hall of Champions, put together some pallets and pillows on the floor, and went to sleep for the evening. You all took watch, but nothing happened in the night. The Hall of Heroes is actually well protected, and you all sleep soundly, except for Brazino, whose dreams were haunted by a luminous image of a unicorn coming into contact with a child who seemed to glow with the power of the sun. And that's where we are. You wake up in the morning. We have a couple of kind of clerical things to do right now. Some of you have some rolls for magical items. Some of you have portent rolls. So why don't we start with those portent rolls, Cam?
It's a 10 and a 13.
All right.
Not great.
Yeah.
Not terrible.
It'll help. It'll help. Absolutely. L2, you have a magic item that you have to roll for to see if it just straight up disintegrates.
Yeah.
What are the ranges for the roll for this? I believe it's
only if it disintegrates if I roll a 1.
a 1. Okay.
Yeah, so it says if all charges are used, which I did do, and 1 is rolled on the recharge, and the next dawn the spear crumbles.
And what is the recharge that you're rolling? I believe it's how many charges did it have on it?
Right. Spear 6 charges that replenish 1d4 at dawn.
So you're rolling 1d4, and if you roll the 1, that's a 1 out of 4 chance. Uh-oh.
I'm not really allowed to bless that, am I?
I mean, no, let's not do that.
No, it's a d4. You can't do that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, God. All right, let's see. Pray for me, chat.
Oh, boy.
A full 4.
Okay,
Not
good.
too
Very
bad.
good. Okay, excellent. So your spear stays intact for 1 more day, at least. There is one more clerical thing. You all leveled up to level 5. Yay! So definitely another powerful juncture in the road. But Brazino feels, when he opens his eyes, warmer than he has in a while. Eric, I want you to choose one of your paladin features which you have lost access to. And Brazino has access to that power again as he feels a bit of the sun flow through his veins.
Ooh. All right. So, probably my spell casting, if that's on the table.
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah.
Good call.
You
So
feel,
that's-
yeah,
It's a solid upgrade.
you feel
Yeah.
some of the magic ability course through your mane, actually. You can feel it like light with warmth. And curious this is. You'll have to play around with it perhaps a bit to see what is going on. And the map is going to change to be a representation of the Hall of Champions in the morning. You all are roosting in your spot, and you hear a rap tap on the door. Oops. Am I in the right spot here? There we go. A light tapping on the door, and it opens, and a soldier steps through.
What?
Big, the heroes. Good morning. There is someone here to see you. If you are accepting visitors. Are you accepting visitors?
Did they give their name?
Yes. Onyx. She is a professor at the college.
Meet us in the dining room.
I will
I
send her.
need to freshen up.
I will send her to the dining room shortly. And with that, he turns around, salutes, and walks back out.
It's open for another hour.
Really? Okay. What are you all doing now?
I look at Drados and I go, this name familiar to you?
Is it? Is she?
You've never heard of a Professor Onyx.
No. Must have been after my time.
Well, Akira, let's get something to eat, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm hungry. Okay. Yeah.
Before we all disperse, Drados, perhaps it'd be better if some of you kept these rather than me. I think some of you are more likely than I to get hurt. And he's going to give 2 potions of healing to Fonazi and 2 potions of healing to Brazino and 1 to Nostis. And keep 1 for
Thank you.
Sorry for Kira.
That's all right. I'm usually in the back.
So just 1 regular potion of healing.
Yeah.
Fakira's putting
Anyone else
her
going to do anything
pillows-
before you head to the mess hall?
She's shoving the pillows back in the hole. Folding up the hole.
Yeah, I'll probably tell everybody about my dream a little bit. Brazino had a very strange dream. The unicorn and light, bright light, and the unicorn running through forest or walking, really. And then the baby hand grab it. And I don't know, but it felt important, and I feel different today. I feel warmer and better than I felt in a long time.
cast Gust, and it kind of just makes the air flow around his mane, so it kind of fluffs a bit. I was like, yeah, you're looking better.
Think.
Do you normally dream of unicorns?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Drados, because you have been trained in prophecy by Theophania, you can actually roll an Arcana check to get some insights into the aspects of this dream, if you like.
I would like.
Then go ahead and roll some clackety clacks.
Yeah. Tell me again about your dream, but slower this time and with more detail. That's a 16.
Okay. The themes that are most easily recognizable is the unicorn represents the changing force of Nyx. Whenever there is a unicorn in a vision or a dream, it basically means that some ordained heavenly change is in progress. Children, it's a little more contextual, and it's hard to understand what the child might mean. That's usually related to something with Karametra, but Karametra is usually represented by a mother, moreover, than a child necessarily. The field, all of those things, almost inconsequential. Could have been anything. The unicorn, though, seems like the most obviously important thing.
Okay.
So, what do you make of the dream?
Well, the only thing we can be certain of is there is change in our future. But of what? I don't think we know.
The story of life.
Excellent. I suppose you all feel hungry now. Anyone else going to do anything before you head to the mess hall?
Amish need lots of food.
Excellent.
Getting dressed, put stuff on pockets. Backpack. Okay.
You all can freely move yourself. You know where the mess hall is.
She takes the shortest route.
Is everyone going together? Anyone dilly-dallying? There we go.
Go to the food locations.
I'm following Fakira.
She goes to the kitchen.
She goes straight to the kitchen? Okay.
Yes.
Oh yeah. We don't screw around. We want
No.
food right away. Yeah.
Okay. So as you enter into the mess hall, you are greeted by the smell of stewing and cooking, and shortly Raphael comes from the kitchen bearing what looks like porridge, some bread, and sausage. But most curiously is a woman dressed in black robes who, when you enter the mess hall, stands and nods towards you, whoever is the first to enter. She waits politely for you all to get something to eat, because she knows it's early, it looks like. And then sits back down, waiting for you all to take a seat so that she can talk to you.
Does she look impatient, or?
No, she looks to possess all of the patience in the world.
I load up a huge plate of just bread and sausage, like porridge.
Awesome. Raphael comes and keeps heaping helpings. As soon as something is done, he comes back and is just right there to refill everything again.
Fakira has attempted to find a jar of jam or something.
There's
And
honey.
it's
There's
back.
honey, but you don't find any jam necessarily.
Okay.
Heroes don't eat jam. They eat honey. No, I don't know.
And a fresh bread roll, and she's dipping it in the honey and chewing on it, and walks in.
Excellent.
What sort of meats are prepared in the kitchen right now?
There's sausage that's cooked, but you can see that there is like jerky and like lamb and other things that are like salted and prepared, but maybe not cooked.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's gonna go and grab some of the salted and cured stuff, and then just grab a heel of bread. But also, is there a pitcher of wine anywhere?
Oh, for sure. It's already at the table because that's
perfect.
it's
I
what
expect
the
it. Yeah.
it's what the safe thing to consume right now is, you know.
I thought he was
So
doing
he
a little pre-party before the dinner. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
It's
He grabs a small clay cup, and he's kind of looking around, and he's like, and then he kind of he opens the door and realizes, oh, it's already there, and so he heads on. He's like,
before you even hit the table, Raphael like walks by you and says good morning, and he has a pitcher in his hand and just fills up your cup before you can even get to the table.
What a guy.
Just the man I was looking for.
Drados takes a bowl of porridge and sort of he's pacing around. He's got Voithos with him. He's kind of talking quietly with him. He's just thinking about Rosino's dream, thinking about what they heard from from Karina the other day, and kind of just letting his porridge get cold. He's pretty occupied.
Oh, okay. The woman waits patiently for everyone to come to the table, so what are you doing, Nostos? You just hanging out over there?
Yeah, I just have a habit of trying to make my presence less noticeable at times.
Ah,
Like in the plant. Like you're like
I'm like in the shadows.
it's very bright in this room. You know, there's
Hide in the lights.
you're hiding in the light. Hide in the light, right by the open window. So the woman actually is looking over at you, Nostos. Out of everyone in the room, she kind of fits your aesthetic more than anyone else. Her robes look very nice, and they're basically pitch black. Her name was said to be Onyx, and she kind of fits the name for the most part.
Right. I'm into it.
She clears her throat. I have a mission for you if you're amenable. You are heroes, correct?
Indeed.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Good. My name is Professor Onyx. I am a professor at the college. One of my students has gone missing recently, and I believe it has something to do with the murders. I would ask you simply to look out for this student, and should you find him, if you could please contact me. And she reaches out and she puts a strange black card onto the table. And it looks like it has some patterns on it. The paper is very nice. You don't think you've seen nicer paper. And she slides it towards Drados and looks at you knowingly.
Drados reaches over and looks it over, back and front.
Give me an Arcana check, but it's not... Whatever she's sliding to you expectedly, it's like you've never seen one of these before.
24.
24. You have not seen one of these before, but you're still able to get the gist of what it is. The runes that are inscribed into the paper, they're actually like recessed into it, with some kind of gem dust, and it will actually allow you to summon her to wherever you're at.
They must have taught this in the later years at the Dakacha.
Yes, I am new at the Dakacha. It is some advanced magic.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a special touch to use it?
Simply touch it to your forehead, and that should be enough to activate its powers.
You're a student. What is their name?
Oh goodness, I actually have to know that, don't I? Give me 1 second.
What did they look like? What's their favorite food? Favorite color?
Bob.
It's always Bob.
It's always Bob. Bob, Tim, Tom, or Bill.
Go for it, Dave.
Too many letters.
Oh, okay. But Bill's okay? Is that Bill with
Bill's.
one L?
Quintorius Cand is his name, and he is an unusual student. To describe him in any other way than unusual might unsettle you. I think you may know exactly what I mean when you see him, and I think that's all you need to know. Quintorius Cand.
From your description, I'm guessing he was working with Nesteros.
No, I don't think so.
Very well, we will.
What was his area of study?
Architectural and why am I forgetting the name of this? What is Indiana Jones? He is an
Archaeologist?
Archaeology. But I don't think he worked with this Nestoris.
That's it?
Yes, I think that is enough information for you to do your heroic work.
I look over at Drados. Do professors usually pay this much attention to their students?
I'd say
Stage whisper.
this is more than usual.
Yeah. Odd. Cool? I don't know.
And with that, she actually gets up and begins to leave. I will be in touch if I feel like you are not making sufficient progress. But I trust you to do the right thing. Summon me when you think you have found Quintorius, please. And then she walks by you.
And what is our compensation in this matter?
It will be profound, I assure you. I am capable of producing immense magics, as you can see by the card.
Yes, a card is quite immense.
Can I roll insight on her? Does this seem like this is legit?
Go ahead and give me an insight check. Okay.
13.
I guess I need to roll something. Because this is a game. Okay, so let's see here. She meets your insight perfectly. No,
Can I help myself by so I can cast detect thoughts without any components?
Oh, this is a
The telepathic feature.
Okay.
Oh man, I don't know if I want to use it. I don't know how important this is. I'm not gonna use it. I'll just what do I get meeting the role, I guess.
There's something very off about her. From the style of her robes seem like really unusual. I mean, she said like words wrong too. Like you're getting all sorts of funky shit here. Like it's not. Did you call it the Katia on purpose? Like is that?
Oh no, I just stumbled over my words. Oh.
Okay, but I
was
kind of
right. Obviously,
I was like going with that, but because you stumbled over it, she kind of copied what you said, and you don't think it was because she was being polite. You think she might not actually know the name of the college.
And she purported herself to be a professor.
That's correct.
So Gnostis is between her and the door. I'm gonna telepathically tell Gnostis, I don't think this woman is who she claims to be.
I'm sorry, miss. And what did you say your name was again?
Onyx.
And as I say that, I'm gonna cast Zone of Truth.
She casts counterspell with a glance.
Counterspell her. Counterspell.
Good. She looks around at all of you. What is the meaning of this? A simple spell like this does not mean I have to divulge anything to you. I simply don't have to speak.
Yes, and we simply do not need to look for your missing student.
Give me a initiative roll just for Gnostis.
Fucking another assassin? God damn.
She gonna bop you in the nose.
How many blesses do I have? 5? I'm gonna bless my initiative.
Okay. Did you get a five on that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So she got an 18 and she reaches out and grabs your hand and she is going to use a custom spell on you called Touch Beyond the Grave. And you need to give me a Constitution saving throw as she just pumps necrotic energy into you. Lines of red shoot up across her face. Give me, and the Constitution saving throw is going to be a 16, or you're going to take half of this.
All right. Give me 1 second. I don't have... No, I don't have any type of resistance to this just because I can just do extra stuff with that. All right, so obviously I'm going to bless this. Well, not like it fucking matters.
You take 58 points of necrotic damage as she sucks the life right out of you.
Yeah, I'm super dead.
Yeah, you fall... No, you all watch Gnostis basically crumple in a metal heap as she holds his hand, and she turns. Everyone give me a initiative roll.
Oh, wait. I gotta click on my character.
Yep, forgot. Oh, did I click? Did you have the thing out?
Oh, wait.
Who's the last person to go here? It's... Oh,
I
man. Okay, so she's got an 18, and I'm counting this as a new round. So she's actually going to go before any of you can. She uses the opposite spell. And she's going to heal Gnostis for the same amount as she just hit him for necrotic. You get healed 41 points as she puts life back into you, Nostis. It looks really awkward to all of you, though, because she just dropped him with a grab, and now she is doing something else to him. It is Brazino's turn. What are you doing?
So I see him get back up.
No, he is still on the floor in a clump.
Well, then in that case, I'm pulling my sword and moving forward.
Go for it.
Jumping over the table and running at her. Where are they?
They're right there in the front.
That her?
Yep.
Okay. So he's not up? I don't see this?
She's still holding his hand like she's attacking him.
Man, I'm swinging.
Go for it.
I'm being weird.
I need to put out an AC token as well. What do we got here? So her AC token is 16. So you're actually going to hit her. But as your blade comes down, she uses her reaction to cast shield on herself, pumping up her AC to 21, and you feel your attack bounce off of the air right in front of her face. You have a second attack. You're level 5.
Oh, that's right. Here it comes. Well, that doesn't work.
Yeah. Smacks into her shield again. Next up is Well, I guess you guys are tied, so we need a roll off between Fakira and Fanaze.
Just a d20.
Yes. Looks like Fakira.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Fakira, you're gonna go first.
Wow. Is Raphael in the room?
Yeah, he's standing over there just like.
I yell at him, go get the guards! And I shoot 2 Eldritch Blast beams directly at her face.
Excellent. Oh,
27 to
wow. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, just 1.
Okay.
So, 10 damage.
10 damage. Describe the attack for us.
It should be 12 damage per... Oh,
12
oh no,
damage?
10 damage. Just kidding.
Okay.
Nope. I missed that. She just holds up her hand. She says, you leave him alone! And she casts one. One of them goes a little bit fast because she sort of like dodges it, but the other one sort of like creeps around the shield and hits her right in the side of the face.
You see the side of her face blacken, and you can actually see like an ashen dead face underneath it, and then it swells up with like energy again as she snarls looking at you, and then kind of cools for a second as well. Are you gonna move at all?
I'm going to go towards her.
Fanaze, it is your turn.
Once I see what Fakira's hit has done and revealed, and Gnosis is on its feet or like breathing but like on the ground.
It's so hard to tell from where you're at. He's like in a clump in his armor on the floor, so.
Okay, he's on the floor though. Okay.
Don't worry. Nostis will get a turn, probably before Drados. Yeah, you're gonna get to go before Drados goes. All right.
He's gonna like the chair's just gonna like, or the stool's gonna fling from behind him as he stands right up and roars into a rage, and he'll pull out his trident, but at the same time, the first thing he's gonna do is get into just enough of a line of sight to throw one of his hand axes.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
Her AC currently is 21.
okay. There it is. and I'm gonna bless it.
Okay. Oh.
And it is blessed too, so 27.
Wow. Yeah. Great. Yeah. Tell us about this attack.
Well, I gotta roll because I'm raging. So I gotta roll a d6 as well. Although, is she immune to necrotic damage?
Yes, she is
Okay,
immune
so
to
it
necrotic
wouldn't-
damage.
All right. I mean, he would be, but he's not gonna get that. So it's gonna be. Yeah. So he gets up and immediately, like almost straight from the loop in his belt, right past the shield. Axe is going to go overhead and be swung very quickly right at us, spinning, and tap her in the shoulder.
Oh.
It's gonna
Okay.
be. Does it hit and do damage?
Yes.
Because I got to add up some things. Okay, so gonna be +2, I believe, for that. So 10, and then did add the rest, I think, because then the necrotic doesn't count.
Just 10, you think?
+2. It's that plus rage, and that's it. And then and then after that, he's gonna move in. Use his trident.
Okay.
Actually, does that count? That's a weird one because I threw one weapon.
I'm gonna let you do it, just cause
Yeah, okay.
2 attacks.
Okay.
Why not?
Okay.
I don't know if it says anything about yes or no, but might as well.
Right, because I
Seems
do
heroic.
have 2 attacks, but I also
Yeah.
have a dual wield function, so I'm not sure if that. Okay. So the trident, and I'm gonna reckless attack it.
Okay.
And yeah, I didn't call it, so yeah, it is just a straight 18.
Bounces off the shield hovering in front of her.
I still get my extra attack, my second attack.
Yeah, for your bonus action? Sure.
Well, I have my 2. Oh, I guess yeah, 2 attacks plus bonus action, dual wield. So I'll go in with the spear, the Stair of the Gorgon spear, and this one I'll bless reckless attack.
Oh, I haven't been taking blesses off. I'm gonna have to make sure I do that.
That one goes. So I have 1 bless left now.
Okay.
Yeah. After that, and that's going to be it's going to be with one-handed. So 8, 10, 12. I believe it's 12 damage.
12 damage with the Stare of the Gorgon. Describe the attack for us as it pierces through her shield.
It does. Oh, right. Yeah. So it goes through you. There almost seems to be like this white kind of, the wind and dust almost kind of like fluffs outward from the point of contact to the shield and goes in and thrusts just beneath where the axe is sticking out.
Oh, great. She, like, shrieks when you stab her and, like, grabs down on it to, like, pull it out. She's a tough lady. For how lithe she is, she's very tough. And next up, it is actually going to be... it's Gnostis's turn. She's still holding your hand with her left hand as you lay on the floor.
Only she wasn't immune to necrotic, I would fuck her up so bad right now. What's the turn order right now?
It's the first turn. Well, no, it's the second turn. I'm sorry. So, you are at a... You're at a 7 in the initiative order. So it went... her... Oh, thank you. Hi, Gilded Troll. Congratulations on the finale. What a huge fight. Welcome in. Thank you for the continued sub. Jay Miller, yeah. We're so glad to have you here, Jordan. And Jables, Jesse. Congratulations, guys. It was a huge fight and quite fun to watch. What we've got going on here is Professor Onyx showed up to give the characters a quest, and they didn't like her, and she actually attacked one of them in an attempt to possibly escape, and now they're all fighting her. So yeah. It's Gnosis' turn, and he's been dropped by her in one attack and then healed in the second attack. Strange. What are you going to do, Gnosis?
Is it just Drados and then her? Is that the order right now?
Yes, it will go Drados and then her.
Was I conscious to see the shield get hit already? To be aware that she has a shield up?
Yeah, you probably were looking up at her and conscious enough with that going on. Yeah.
Then I'm going to ready an action.
Oh, we got a bless from Mama Guac. Here we go for L2. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, I counted that one. So the one that I have is the one that I have left from her.
Okay. So what are you going for again, Ryan? Sorry.
I'm going to ready a spell for when I see that her shield has dropped.
Okay. Excellent. Then it's going to be Drados' turn. Thank you, Horrible Tomato. Yeah, he's getting low on blesses. We better work it up here.
Yeah. So from what I've seen so far of what she's done and how she's reacted, do I have any idea what she is or what she's doing? Like what she seems very powerful, but do I get any more inkling than that?
You're gonna have to give me like an insight or like an Arcana check. Probably an Arcana check.
Yeah, I think I'm more trying to like figure out like what is the nature? Like, is she like is she even a human? You know, like what is this? And where?
I think you know what this is, Cam. I think you know who this is. You know who this is,
Drados
right?
doesn't.
26. So, a very powerful, either priestess of Erebos or you've never seen like the spell that she used on Gnosis. You've never seen something like that before. It was just like a flash of like death in that moment. But
okay,
take my points. Thank you, Mama Guac. And for L2, what would you like to do?
So I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bonus action to try to telekinetically shove her against the wall.
All right.
So she makes it's a DC 15 strength save.
DC 15 strength save. You know, she's still not a pushover, even though that's like not her thing. So let's see here. 1. Oop, that's the wrong one. Not a 12. Oh yeah, she's gonna fail. She's not ready for it. So you push her up against the wall. She's going to let go of Gnosis' hand in that same moment.
And then free action, gonna say to, because that's Fanazi, right? I'm gonna say to Fanazi, you hear in your head, just a little to the left.
So both of you would get attack of opportunities as she left yours.
I looked it up.
Well.
You actually don't. That would be completely OP. So it specifically says if you don't move under your own volition, you don't get one. That'd be a little too powerful.
Great. Okay.
Buff the bad guy.
But yeah, he whispers into Fanazi's ear to ask him to move his head a little to the left as he reaches up with his right hand, and you see this just like crackle of purple energy whip out and hits her with Tasha's mind whip.
Tasha's mind whip. What does she have to roll for the save?
So it's intelligence saving throw, and I assume she's good at those, so I'm gonna use a portent and give her a 10 and hope she doesn't have a +5.
She's got more than a +5. She's gonna pass.
Okay.
Yeah, she has got more than a +5. That's gonna come out to a 19 because she's got some other bonus shit on there as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are we gonna die?
Are you gonna die? It is her turn, and her shield comes down, Gnosis. You feel the, like, palpable energy, like...
She still takes half damage on that spell.
Okay. How much is that going to go for?
Yeah. It is... So 5 damage.
5 damage. All right. You guys have actually put a little bit of a whooping on her. Her shield comes down. You feel the energy just, like, evaporate out of the air, Gnosis.
Alright, as soon as I do, I do nothing.
Describe how you do this nothing and what you're attempting to do.
I attempted to call down a guiding bolt at her, and as I'm like coming to on the ground and then kind of playing dead for a little bit, I reach out a hand towards her, and it just like tries to gather this darkness, and then I'm still weak from dying, and it just seems to dissipate on my fingertips and not really gather the energy necessary.
She, like, as she turns to you as your hand is reached out, and she slaps your hand away and yells at you. It would be easier to make corpses of you all, then you would do what I say. Heroes, she spits. And then she just straight up vanishes with a voop. And she's gone.
I turn, and where's the card?
Drados dropped it while he was, turning to fight her, so
Maybe we don't use it until we have more people.
yeah, I think it'll kill us.
You turn to look at the card.
Listen, he's got his own thing.
Yeah.
And the card is actually burning into pieces on the ground.
Okay.
Raphael starts running past you. Oh, no! Guards! Guards! And then guards start coming in.
Well,
We're a little late.
Yeah.
yeah.
Gnosis is just gonna lay on the ground for a little while longer.
Yeah.
just collect himself a little bit. Yeah. Just
Well, breakfast was eventful.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
Akira's going to be like, so I had some great dreams last night. I was gonna use this in a more interesting way the first time, but she changes so that she looks like the lady using Mask of Many Faces.
Whoa, okay.
And she informs the guards, this is the woman who attacked. in case any of the guards didn't see her when she arrived.
Yes, Raphael's like, I will inform the guard post immediately. We will put out a poster for this woman immediately. And you see him actually start to like blink, and his like eyes kind of roll forward in a second. And he's, what? What is going on?
Smack, 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 smack.
He is
When's the last time you
thoroughly
remember?
confused. I was making breakfast for you this morning, and the guard retrieved me to tell me someone was here to visit you.
You remember who?
No. I assume they're still waiting at the gate. What's up, Cirsa?
It's
Awesome.
a Bane. Did you see that?
A bane for... Oh, yeah! Thank you so much. Gotta keep me in the evil.
Whoever, whatever that was, is, I think, a little more powerful than we might have expected.
Interrupted breakfast.
Yes, interrupted breakfast indeed.
Or starts eating her breakfast again. Broodingly.
That's what we do to quest hooks, Andy. We take your NPC and we try to kill them and then almost die.
You know who she is, Cam. She would have fucked you guys up.
Yeah, I know.
All right, cool. So, a mysterious woman fights you after giving you a quest and then vanishes into thin air. The name
Andy?
you still remember, Quintoris Kand. Yes.
The hand axe that was sticking out of her shoulder, is it gone with her?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
I just didn't want to make sure. Oh, that's fine.
I'm going to actually write that detail down. Hand axe.
In shoulder.
Must delete from inventory.
In
There
her
we go.
possession.
In her shoulder.
That'll be a fun one to come back later with.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just need to be 6th level.
Just need to be 6th level.
Yeah.
I don't think it would have helped.
Oh no.
All right. So with that, what are you guys doing today? It's still morning time, even after that fight. I'm not sure you guys are feeling, like awesome after that weird encounter, but, what do you guys want to do today? You have a mystery to solve and a wide open city to explore and do stuff in. You also have 2 of your members who are diseased with catablupus rot.
Yep.
So
I would like to feel better, especially if she's gonna come back. Do we know if the 2 temples are near each other?
which temples are you looking for?
Ifara and Farika.
Let us take a look at the map. So,
Man, such a sweet map.
Yeah.
if you will turn your attention to the map of the city, you will see that right here, number 1, is the Temple of Ifara Arkgeta, which is her primary temple. But you knowing that this is like Ifara's favorite pole, she actually has multiple temples that serve different functions. 31 is her auction house, which is also a temple of Ifara, and the Tribunal Temple, which is where her matters of like justice are served. It's also a temple, but it has a function all of its own. The Treasury, which is kind of another temple in itself, It's rife with temples. If you were looking to go where you wanted to meet with the Justicars, you would actually go to the Agoria, which is 6. There is a shrine there that serves as their like headquarters for administering justice throughout the city. If you were looking for the Temple of Farika, wow, not Fakira, Farika, it would be over in Temple Row, at the end of the Temple Road, and 19 there in the center.
So we probably want to go see the Justicars first. Looks like it's on the way.
Yeah.
Are
I think we are supposed to.
Are we aware if the Catablupus was poison or curse or what that was?
Disease. It was a disease. So you could heal that yourself, potentially, Nostus, if you wanted to spend the slots.
Yeah.
No? Yes.
Is that the only reason we need to go to Farika?
Get cured. Yeah.
Yeah, well then, yeah, I'll just do
Maybe.
that. I'll just do that. Once I can gather myself together enough and we start talking about it again, I remember as we were resting and regrouping and realizing we had disease and all the other stuff, and I'm a cleric, and I reach out and I touched our 2 diseased companions and dissipate that disease.
Excellent. You feel immensely better. Fakira, your mind, which was muddled, it was your mind, correct? It was intelligence?
Yes. Intelligence.
Begins to clear, and you see and just feel a bit more aware now. I don't remember what it was for Fanaze. Was it
Wisdom.
wisdom? Oh.
Yeah.
You feel less brash, which is unusual for you.
Mhm.
Fantastic, though. You are cured of your disease.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nostus.
Yes, and I'm already very spent on my spells for the day.
Excellent.
Sure, nothing else will happen.
No more assassins or evil women, please.
Oh.
We'll see. We will see indeed. So you guys are going to head to the Agora. Yes?
Mm.
Let us head there indeed. I'm going to move you all. And when I do, I would like for someone to roll a survival check as you navigate your way through the city.
Ooh,
Is it
I have a
Raphael
solid
with us?
survival.
And then
Oh,
that, because I don't.
yeah. Most
Is this
Yeah,
just
the
to
two,
navigate
the, two
the city?
Leonin are
Yeah.
That's
survival.
correct. Yeah.
That's kind of sad.
Can I
I
help him out by having Voithos sort of above us?
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
So
So,
I get advantage.
yes, indeed.
Is Raphael not with us?
He is, but he seems a little brain-addled after the events of this morning. So
Hey.
he's not very well able to point you in any direction. So a 20. I would like for you to roll a D100 for me, Ryan.
Don't point out anybody that's following us, by the way.
91.
Yes.
You come across a street prophet standing in the middle of the street portenting doom. There is doom. You must appease the ancient god of mysteries. Why won't anyone listen to me? And you can see that, like, this street prophet is not regarded well, because everyone seems to be avoiding her, giving her a wide berth. And in the city of prophets, that's unusual. Makes you think perhaps this prophet has given bad information before.
Drados decides to humor the prophet, and what do you say of Crufix?
Oh, you know the names of the old gods. Not all is forgotten. You are smart. You're very, very smart. And as the prophet looks up into your eyes, you see, like, the eyes are actually, like, glazed over. I can see you are about to be touched by the space in between. The space beyond the horizon. When you see it, close your eyes just for a moment, because what is beyond the horizon can take your sight from you. But then, after it appears, you may look anew, but don't look immediately.
Thank you for your words, prophet.
Beware! Beware what is beyond the horizon. Turns around, like holds out their hand, like.
Drados drops 2 silver in their hands.
Oh, the gods bless ye, yes. And then goes back to pandering to the rest of the citizens. And that's your encounter for that, traversing through the city. Shortly, you arrive at the Agora. A bustling center of commerce and activity. Let's see here. You guys have come in from the... You guys will come in from the north. So, give me just a moment, and I will pull your tokens in.
It's a nice looking feast in the middle, too.
Yes, you actually know contextually what this is. This is a very famous center of activity in Miletus. You can see the Feast of the Gods is here in the center. And basically people bring food here to appease the gods in general. And it is obvious that it gets attention because they place the food there and you could watch it literally disappear as it goes to feed presumably the gods. And all day long, people bring offerings to all of the gods. So,
Drados, you're definitely smarter than me. Tell me, is that? I mean, I've heard of this, but is that actually the gods? You know, eating all that stuff up there.
Nazi, I think it's whatever you want it to be.
Of course it is. What are you talking about?
don't be a blasphemer. You hear Raphael say, and then he like blinks his eyes for a moment as he I'm sorry, where do we need to go? I will show you there if you need. Where are we going?
To see Sarah.
Oh, the Justicar. Yes. The small temple in the Agora is where she said to meet And he points all the way across over to here. And there you see there's a small temple that looks like it is manned by priestesses of Ifara. But there's also plenty of other things in the agora itself. Shops, all sorts of things. Perhaps familiar faces to see.
What sort of shops are around?
As you come into the agora, on your left, which is right here, you actually see an armory, and a priest of Perforos is putting the finishing touches on some bits of weapons and armor. To your right, over here, is a mage or a thaumaturge who has bits of herbs planted in various places. Let's see here.
I'm gonna head on over to the blacksmith, and I'm gonna look at his words. Is there anything here that looks a little bit more? Is there anything here that looks a little bit more well made than, say, your standard? I'm looking specifically at short swords, but you know, is there anything that looks better than the standard fare there?
Yeah. Wow. There's a bagpipe playing in the background. This is like the perfect music for Greece, right? Yeah. You do actually see a bit of weaponry that looks like it's magical. You can actually find +1 weapons here of whatever you want. It's just simply what you'd like to trade.
I'm not sure. He kind of rummages through his stuff, and he's like, I don't think I have much to trade here. I'll go forward. Maybe for next time.
Your spear is very nice. Your trident seems nice as well. You sure you don't have anything to trade?
I'd be willing to trade. And he pulls out.
I'm gonna move you down here.
He pulls out his. He pulls out his regular spear that he has, and he pulls out about 2 of his javelins, and even his hammer. He goes, I am willing to part with these. I prefer something a little bit more dynamic with how I fight. I like doing 2 things. I know it's not much, but what would be the usual offer?
Something of equal value. Those things are not nearly equal to one of these, and he holds up like this well-crafted bronze short sword and gives it a couple swings through the air. He's deft with the weapons, and you can hear it actually like getting that like nice slice through the air, like Hollywood swings.
Yeah. He goes, I agree. What would one need to collect in order to afford such a piece?
So you think that in order to have a successful trade here, you're basically going to have to trade him a magic item for a magic item.
Magic for magic.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, good. I'm just checking in. I might actually lean in and I ask him, And I do know, as part of my background, I do know of some. I would be able to easily find places where I could do gladiatorial combat or fighting.
Oh,
pit
absolutely.
fighting, yeah. So I asked him, "Is there anywhere here where you can maybe make a quick, uh, some quick coin?"
Most certainly. The Colosseum is where most combatants go. There are usually nightly events. Not since the tragedy, but soon, I'm sure, there will be contests in the Colosseum. But you look like quite a fighter yourself. You were a gladiator?
When he says the tragedy, does he mean like something different or like the stuff we've been investigating?
Yeah, he's specifically talking about the deaths.
Okay. And so they haven't been happening since that investigation, is what he's saying.
Yeah, most of the fun and frivolous things in the city have been put on hold, but I hear tonight there are some interesting parties going on, other things. It'd be nice for the city to open up.
Agreed. I am looking forward to that. Thank you. And he, curtly nods his head and pats the smith on the shoulder and just, "Oh, hopefully be back."
May Perforos bless your weapons that they never break.
Thank you.
After he moves away from the smith, I actually reach into my bag and step up to him, and I pull out a sack of mysterious ingots.
Oh, what have you got there?
Going to ask you, Smith, do you know what these are made of?
Yes. Yes, I know what those are made of. He reaches down and takes one. Strongest thing around and light as can be. He tosses it in the air, and it looks like it's way heavier than it should be, and he catches it. It's Nixium. Hold on one second. Hi, buddy.
Oh.
Hi. Ah, you use it to forge babies. So awkward. Hi, buddy.
I discard it immediately.
Say night-night to everybody. Say night-night
Oh,
to
I
everybody.
don't want that.
Night-night. Night-night. Oh, yeah. I've got it in my ears. Well, everybody knows it's time for the baby break. So we will be right back to talk about those mysterious ingots in just a second. We'll be right back as I rustle a baby. Shoo! Hello, and welcome back to the Adventure Archive after the baby break. The adventurers are in the polis of Miletus, looking to solve a murder mystery. Who killed the 3 members of the 12, the ruling philosophers of Miletus? They are on their way to meet the Justicars of Ephara and basically find out what they know, but they're stopping in the Agora to basically make some trades, it looks like. You were showing these ingots that you had found in the laboratory of Nestoras to this smith, and as he tossed them in the air, he said, "Yes, I know exactly what these are. These are Nixium. Strongest thing there is and light as a feather. These are quite valuable. What do you want for them?" He basically turns around and is like, offers his store to you, essentially. How many pieces do you have?
You didn't tell me a set number. You just told me a sack. What? Let me write. I wrote it down exactly. You said a sack of mysterious ingots.
All right, so I want you to roll me a d8.
It says 8.
It says 8?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
That's what you said? 8?
Yeah.
I'm glad
Just
someone
looks
takes
around
notes.
and comes
So
across a
8.
stack filled with 8 ingots
8
of some sort of
ingots.
metal.
Yes.
8
And there are
ingots.
8 of them.
Notes.
Yeah, I definitely don't take any notes.
He
From Nestoros's office.
He pours out the sack onto the anvil, and he slides 2 of the ingots over, and he takes the sword that Fanaze was looking at, and he sets it down right next to the 2 ingots. What are you looking for?
Well, first, now I know what they are. That is what I was looking for. And I only have your word on their value.
Oh, well, it would be unfair of me to lead you astray in the ways of creation. This is a very strong and very light material made for the best weapons and armor. I would gladly trade you whatever you want for the rest, for these other 6, and this sword, which is only a +1, for these other 2 ingots.
So let me get this straight. What he's trying to do is he's trying to keep 6 and give me a sword. So I would still have 2, or he's
No.
trying to say 2 is the cost of the sword.
2 is the cost of the sword, and then basically
seems
is
better.
like saying whatever you'd like in the store for the rest of the 6, and we can barter. I think I am a fair, reasonable man in the eyes of the gods, as you are. He recognizes you as a worshipper of Erebos, like immediately.
All right. I'm non-committal. But looking around the rest of the store a little bit, what else feels Fanazi Brazino-y in here that would be better than a +1?
So, there are as many +1 weapons as you can desire. So any weapon type that's a +1 you could get. And he seems pretty stuck on the, like, for a +1 weapon, it's 2 ingots. There are shields that are quite nice as well. They look like +1 shields. Those are a little more expensive. He basically is saying it would be 4 for a +1 shield. And then the armor, most of it is like breastplate, so like a panoply kind of style thing, in various states that equivalent to things like breastplate or chainmail or scale mail. And then probably the nicest thing that he has in the shop is half plate +1. It's the panoply fully stylized in like bronze reliefs of Perforos's like metallicized self with a helmet and like interspersed locking bits of plate that go down. And it would be, so basically half plate plus 1. And he is insisting that it would be all 8 for that.
But Rosino walks in, is in there as well. And asks...
It became a shopping episode real quick.
Yeah.
No.
He was outside busting.
Now what you think? So, I'm going to pull out my sword, which is a +1 long sword, and say, what about swap for the short sword he was interested in?
Oh. He balances the sword and kind of looks at it. I would say that would be amenable, yes.
I go up to Brazino and I'm like, it's fine. The spear will do me just fine.
Well, yes, but we have club. I can use club.
Yes.
Like a nice club.
That is a nice club.
You get the shorter sword. Maybe we hold on to ingots till we know exactly what we want.
Listen, I would love to do business with you, but if you're unsure, you can always take it to the Temple of Perforos as well. I'm sure they would come up with some equal deal for you, and perhaps they might have better wares. I'm still blessed by Perforos myself, and I stand by my wares. They'll cut anyone down or protect you against the sharpest spears. You can count on Babis's wares.
That is your name, Batis.
Babis.
Badis.
Babis. Babis.
Oh, forget it anyway.
Come on, I made all these people's names up already, so.
It's badass. I get it. All right.
Badass. Yes, these are my badass wares.
I would like to kind of step away with the group and just have like a quick chat about what we want to do. Should we go to Perforos? If you're just gonna give away a longsword, why can't you just use a longsword and he use the club? Like
exactly. I'm totally okay. I'm totally good waiting.
I thought you were purposely wanting a short sword.
I was to replace, the hand axes that I had, but I'm not really, I now that I'm looking around, I do see that if anything, I would probably prefer another trident. But I'm patient. I don't need anything right now. We can wait.
Well, in the meantime, why don't you take the longsword? I take club.
That's if you're willing, sure. It's a longsword, you said?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, sure. Thank you.
It has the stats of a longsword. It's probably shorter than a longsword realistically, but has the stats of it. Because like a short sword, like the stabby short sword of medieval times doesn't necessarily equate to like the swinging, chopping kind of swords of the Greek Hellenic times.
Well, while we're passing stuff out, what are we doing with these boots?
Well, I've been wearing them, but if you show interest, I'll just take them off right there in the.
I didn't know if someone had actually had them on. If someone's wearing them, it's fine. If someone's wearing them, it's fine.
But no, I do not mind. If I take club, you have boots. I like people knowing I'm coming. You wear boots.
All right. I'll take the boots.
They will know the Leon are not coming.
Exactly.
Do the boots of Elvenkind require a attunement?
I believe so, yes. You can look it up just to double check, but I'm pretty sure that they do. So are you guys going to continue on and not make any trades with this badass?
Yeah. I like this guy. He seems really straightforward. So I'll just let him know that, if we don't basically, if we can't find something better at like the Temple of Perforos or whatever, if I'm gonna spend these, all things being equal, I'll come back to him.
If the god wills it, the gods will it. And he turns back and begins working on putting the finishing touches on some other armor that he was working on. The +1 half plate, while it's only +1, is very ornate and lovely looking. It is quite the craftsman's work.
Just I don't really have an idea for how big the ingots are. Is it enough material that we could have them forged into something if we found a sufficiently?
Yeah. So each one of the ingots is probably not enough. Like he's giving you, in terms of like quantity of material, he's giving you like a bit of like a square deal in terms of like it would take more than one ingot to make a short sword. It would probably take more ingots than 6 to make half plate, but you would think that he'd probably just use the Primus material for like the other things. But to know the metallurgy and how they actually craft it is not your area of expertise, so it's hard for you to pinpoint exactly what a balanced trade would be.
Sure. So it's the squares. Like, is this an accurate representation? Just quite a few people out and about.
Yes, yeah. It is bustling with activity. People buying things, doing things. There's all sorts of things going on. You hear musicians playing and people talking out in the street. You actually hear a familiar voice orating a story that sounds familiar to you coming from over this direction.
Kira skedaddles over that way.
As you run closer, you recognize the centaur known as Yanni, retelling the story of tomorrow's twilight to a captivated audience. She is right in the middle of the part where Brazino is staring down the aspect of Erebos, and he turns to the crowd as they gasp as he says, Erebos reached out a whip towards Brazino and yelled, "It matters not which gods you worship. One day you will be mine." And then the aspect was struck down by a blow from the mighty Vakira. Yay! Everybody claps as their favorite pantomime villain, Erebos, is defeated by the heroes of Alekos. People toss bits of coin towards Yanni's feet, and he bows and looks around at you. He continues to like regale the audience with his stories. If you give him a hey, he might come talk with you, but he looks like he's busy plying his trade.
Dinner. We'll get lunch.
Yeah.
We'll check in later.
Yanni waves to you as you wander off. The audience, completely unaware that the people that he's telling the story about are walking right by. You can hear another familiar sound, the sound of a strange stringed instrument, the likes that you haven't seen except for one of your companions, Peri Ergos. You hear its tunes lofting heavily through the air and sweetly through the air, coming from the direction of a stage. A captivated audience also listens to him play his strange music. He doesn't sing necessarily all the time, but he is playing so sweetly. The audience is baffled. They've never seen this instrument before. Who knows where he got it, but he plays it so sweetly.
And this is, sorry, just to confirm, this is Periergo?
This is Peri Ergos, yes. He's playing on stage for an audience in the Agora.
I, as subtly as I possibly could be at my height, just try to politely get through the crowd, just to be as close to the front as I can to watch and maybe catch his eye, just to give him a smile, and the hello without saying anything.
He finishes his song with a flourish, and the audience all claps and cheers. Again, coins come his direction. Drados, you notice a store off to your right that seems to be filled with scrolls and wizardly material. A very illustrious magic shop, and it seems that this is a frequent spot because almost everyone in Miletus is a amateur thaumaturge of some kind, and all of the soldiers cast spells as well. You don't have to go in, of course.
I'd say I'm interested, but I don't really have any money or anything to trade. So.
Okay. Sounds good. You continue on your little traipsing around the agora. You see a provision shop to your left. It looks like all sorts of things are available to buy. Foods, packing stuff. Further down is a seer of some kind plying their trade, telling fortunes, connecting with the gods for the people. And all the while, Raphael blinks and rubs his eyes as he tries to get the spell out of his head.
I kind of side mentioned to Fakira, you think our tailor's around here somewhere, working on our stuff? We ordered it, didn't we?
Do you say that to Raphael?
No, I say that to Fakira, because I remember us kind of making mention of it before we went to bed.
No. Do you think they're back at the... We did...
I don't...
She
I
didn't
don't
get
know.
her... We won't have anything to wear.
Maybe we will, maybe when we go back. Is there anywhere with silks and things like that? And
it doesn't look like there's any tailors here, but when you talk to Raphael, he mentions, there are plenty of clothers in the artisan district, which is just past the compound. If we go back there prior to the party, we can find someone to make you or supply you with appropriate garb. Oh, my head.
Okay. Good.
I give him a little bit of a smack on the side of the head. Did that help?
No, it did not help. I think I'm going to need to sit down. Can you find your way to the temple by yourself? And
I'm sorry. Sometimes I don't know my own strength.
And he just wanders on over and sits down right at the seat in front of the seer, and completely unknowing that it's meant for fortune telling.
Kira is following her nose. Does she smell anything particularly delectable?
Yes. Although it's not coming from behind you, as you might think from the provisioners, it smells like it's actually coming from across the way. Someone is bringing out fresh, dishes to the feast of the gods. And as you watch them walk away, you see that they are actually heading back over in this direction. There appears to be some kind of restaurant or something that direction.
She starts, with purpose, going in the direction of the temple and then lingering outside.
Okay. You head towards the temple? Excellent. Yeah. Voithos flies through the air over you, keeping a watchful eye for something. You pass by two centaur brothers that appear to be selling some kind of... one of them is actually a Fletcher and has bows unlike anything you've seen before. Sweet and heavy tunes, yes, Jason. Is everyone finding their way over to the temple?
I think as folks are making over, Drados is going to peer over to the shrine of this gods, and they trying to see, like, he's a little skeptical. He doesn't like, what do you mean the gods are eating the food? Doesn't make any sense.
Are you doubting?
Yeah. It just he's looking at it and trying to feel like what what do the gods want with this food? What they
Yeah, why would they want to eat, you say?
Yeah.
So as you stand there watching this food, and as someone sets it down, you actually notice, like, someone does, like, not someone, but portions of the food actually disappear a little bit. And it's curious, like, to you it actually looks like a bit of a parlor trick in some way. But you look around at the water, and unless there was invisible individuals up there manipulating all of the food, it does seem a little far-fetched that a group of people would go through such lengths. But the world, Theros, is full of many strange things. You've seen gods walking across the landscape, sure. But you've also seen other forces at work as well. Believe what you wish to believe, Drados. Believe what you wish. Do you continue on to the temple?
Yeah. He thinks about it, and he's walking away. Takes another look at it with the corner of his eye and sees another little bit of food just disappear, and he just keeps going.
All right. You finally make your way over to the shrine of Afara. As you get close, you see a familiar face, and they come out to greet you. Oh, good. I'm so glad you finally made it. Get off of me, Brazino.
Going in for a hug.
She holds out a hand. I'm sorry. Justicars are not able to embrace. But please, come inside. I'd like to introduce you to Afara's justice. And she leads you inside of the temple. There, standing in front of a statue of Afara, is a supremely armored individual, a woman in golden shining armor. And Sarah bows down to this priestess and says to you, "May I introduce Afara's justice, Sister Sinai." And this is what Sinai looks like. And Sinai turns her eyes up towards the statue of Afara and then back towards you. I hear you are heroes, and you are able to find truths hidden to even the Justicars of Farah. You are blessed by the gods indeed, and Meletis is happy to have you here helping us. But something dark plagues our city. Sarah reported that Nestorus had found a hidden temple and marked the location of this hidden temple in a map at the Decatia. When she returned to us, we immediately dispatched agents to go to the Decatia and retrieve this map. But the map was missing. Who did
perhaps
you
you
talk
mean-
to?
Oh.
Eh?
Who did you speak to about this information? Because if you spoke to anyone, you know you cannot trust them.
We spoke to Petros, but 'cause he was the one who asked us to look into this matter.
And you told him about the map.
We did not.
Damn. Our sisters, and Afara's justice, me, we suspect that certain members of the 12 are conspiring against Meletis with this cult. It makes sense. The only person who could have gotten to kill Minron would have had to be somebody who knew the security detail of his estate. That is information that only the Reverend Army and the 12 would know. What else did you tell him?
So, while we're trying to remember what we told him, so she looks very lawful good, and she seems pretty lawful good. Do I get the impression that she's like, when she says she's a Justicar, it's that she's
She
all
didn't say
business?
she was Justicar. She
Oh,
said
yeah,
she
sorry.
is Afara's justice.
So yes.
So you would know, all of you would know, that within Afara's like priest structure, that a justice is actually a justice, is a judge, but is way more than that. Is also like an embodiment of the protection of society, of the polis, and so she is a warrior, most certainly, and like the truest representation, is supposed to be the truest representation of Afara's justice manifest itself. Nostis, are you looking to do something? Because you keep pinging back in there. I'm thinking you're raising
sorry.
your hand like, ooh, me.
No. just fidgeting. But I would like to kind of step forward at this point and just say, we have had quite the day, and I must say I do not appreciate your tone.
Oh, did I seem as if I was directing blame at you? I apologize. My zeal for finding those who have done wrong just comes out at times. I cannot control it. It is the curse of bringing justice. I do not mean to imply you have done anything wrong. I simply wish to know what you've told Petros so that I can assure our suspicions. Forgive any implication this might have towards you.
In addition, if we withheld information from Petros, why would we give that information to you?
Well, we know things that you don't. Perhaps together we can work out where we might lead our investigation after this point. I
And
think
I feel like Petros would say the same.
Petros represents the elected right of this city, elected to serve Ifara. Myself and my sisters represent Ifara herself. If you, one of the gods, cannot trust another of the gods, then I'm not sure there's anything I can do to assure you I can be trusted. But I'm not the only one here. We have the prophet as well. Perhaps you'd like to meet her and talk to her.
Our friends?
Rosina's curious, so he's got. What is this cult you talk about?
The cult of, Hold on. The cult in this temple. The underground temple.
They have name?
We do not know the name. Sorry, she doesn't know the name.
Sarah wasn't with us when we did that.
Yes. But they seem to know that there is a cult of some kind. But they must know of it in some way that you don't know about.
Right. That's what I'm curious about. So, what do you know of cult? What are they doing?
I think this is a tete-a-tete situation. We will give you information. in return.
A what?
An exchange. We will give you information if you give us information.
I believe that I have something that may help all of us in this situation.
We are all ears.
Well, if all those that would speak would into a 15-foot circle.
They know exactly what you're talking about. This is like such like
I would hope so.
Yeah. We have nothing to hide here, and they're going to play your game. The prophet seems to hang out in the back. She is like vibing on something. A 10 by 10 foot square, you say?
I believe it is a 15-foot radius circle.
You can basically get everybody. So, Sarah.
I'm gonna stay out of it. I'm gonna stay out of the circle.
Yeah, Sarah and Sinai step into the circle. It's not really important that like other people. You're gonna step out of the circle? Are you serious?
Yeah, Drados can be in there.
What? Oh my god. Drados just looks at Gnosis. Just
Look,
I see.
Someone has to be able to stay out and withhold information. You just don't have to talk if you don't want to talk.
That is not how this works. We
I
all
didn't say
need
that out loud.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Akira just flops down on the thing. Sarah, you're looking better.
Yes, I've had something to eat, and that made me feel quite a bit better. But I'm not sure I'll be able to ever look at a minotaur again. As she says that, she's just like, "Oh, I didn't mean to say that. My apologies."
Glad we were able to get you out of there.
So that's where you want to do it, huh? You want to do it right there? There we go. Perfect. Okay.
Oh, is Rosina in there? All right. I'll tell the truth.
yes, he will. I don't think he needs any zone to make that happen.
Okay.
He's still confused about what map everybody's talking about.
Okay.
Okay. Perhaps we can take turns, as it will.
Okay.
Ask me anything.
So I'll be able to tell if anybody's lying.
All right.
Yeah,
Create a magical zone. Let's
yeah, like,
cast this display in VTT. There you go. I create a magical zone that guards against deception. I assume everyone just chooses to fail unless they want to, but I'll know if they choose not to. The creature can't speak deliberate lie while in the radius. You know whether a creature succeeds or fails. An affected creature is aware of the spell and can thus avoid answering questions. Such a creature can be evasive in its answers as long as it remains within the boundaries of truth.
Yeah. So Fakira's already trying to save on that.
Will you fail?
Yeah.
Okay.
My save DC is only a 15, though.
Can't speak.
Sinai.
yeah.
I guess, I mean, I don't have to lie. I mean, it says you just roll it. I'm just going to roll it. Why not?
Oh, you're gonna roll for a charisma saving throw?
No,
I
fail.
mean, I
all
failed, so I
stupid.
can't lie anyways.
I failed.
I mean, the spell just says if you're in the circle, you roll. So
Yeah, but you
it
can also
doesn't
just choose to-
say that you can choose to fail it.
I guess you could.
Yeah, either way.
Okay, so all right, I guess I have to roll. The creature is. You will know if they failed the save. Okay, interesting. So this is for Sinai, and this is a wisdom saving throw.
Charisma.
Charisma. She is really charismatic.
I can tell.
So cute.
What? Why did that say for Fanaze? That is
I rolled light, so that was
okay.
You're right above it.
Coincidental.
Oh, there we go.
We both rolled a 20.
So
Yeah,
Sinai saved, but she is going to choose to fail it because I like the idea of choosing to fail it. Enters the spell on first turn or starts the turn. Must make a charisma saving throw on a failed throw. Nope, she just straight up succeeds. So you're gonna have to trust her speaking. She entered willingly and saved, and then this is for Sarah, who's also a bit charismatic as well. Sarah definitely saved. Okay.
So it's pointless, and the words mean nothing.
Well, at this point, sure, but are you going to pull out of the exchange?
I mean, I'll tell them that you know, you spell had no effect, so your words mean nothing. Defeats the purpose of the entire exchange.
I advise you change your tone. You are standing in a sanctum of law and order, suggesting that our words mean nothing as you just run away.
I step one step outside of the temple, and I tell them that their words mean nothing.
Thank you so much for the follow, Genos. Okay. So, do we have an arrangement or not? She looks at Drados right in the
Drados trying to
eyes.
salvage the situation. Nostis is skeptical. I trust you. You have entered into this. I think we are on the same side.
Yeah, I mean, we almost died twice so far, so it's been a rough day. Or 3, 2, couple days.
I understand. There are lives that have been
Hearing
affected by this beyond the 3.
Well, I died this morning, so
Only
you can
fell
forgive
unconscious.
my.
they look over at you just like,
Day. Did I mention that?
What? Did you mention what?
Rough day.
Rough day.
Or 3.
Yes. Yes, it has been a rough day for all of us, I'm afraid. Okay. Why don't you ask a question first? That way we start in good faith.
What do you know about this cult and their temple?
We have been working with a group of spies out of the local playhouse. Followers of Phoenix. They came to us, offered to help us with a problem that we've been having. Oracles being killed. We've been keeping it quiet because we didn't want to startle the city, but when the 3 were killed, we couldn't keep a lid on it any longer. These agents of Phoenix have been feeding us information that we believe is correct. This cult, we do not know the name of it, but we do know that its members include many important citizens here in Miletus, and we suspect some of them are part of the 12.
Thank you.
Now,
Your question.
do you know the location of the temple?
We do.
Probably.
He, we
Might be a trap.
sorry. We believe we do. And he takes the map out that he took from Nestoros's chamber that has the grid on it. You said it was like a rough map. It's got the 34D of the dock district.
Yeah, and as you look over the 34D, it's quite a large area. It doesn't really give you a good idea of like where to look. This is a start. I can put our sisters scanning the area, but we have searched this area a bit before, and we have had troubles. I believe this organization uses some kind of magics to hide themselves from us, but from afar as well. I think it's your turn to ask a question.
Fakira just
Yeah.
looks
sorry.
like the lady that attacked us this morning. And then she goes like this and looks at Drados.
Have you seen this woman before? Calls
Never-
herself Professor Onyx.
I have never seen nor heard of this woman. Do you have any more information? Perhaps I have heard of her.
She asked us to find someone. She claimed it was her student, but I don't believe anything she said. She's clearly misrepresenting herself, but she said to look for a Quintorius Kond. Does that name mean anything to you?
What did she say about this Quintorius Con? That they were a student?
Indeed,
That's
interested
two
in...
questions.
She turns to you, Fakira, and says, I only ask because most missing person requests come through the Justa Cause of Vara, and I have not heard of any missing student named Quintorius Kond.
Indeed, claimed they were a student of archaeology, and
Unique.
It is my turn, I believe.
Indeed.
What, and in detail, have you told Petros?
So this isn't trying to lie on purpose, but we told Petros of we went to investigate Nestoros's death. We told him that we found him dead, and that he had built this maze, this labyrinth full of mechanical creatures and horrible monstrosity in the end that nearly killed us. We told him that we found your Justicars. I point to what's her name, Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
And that was all we told him.
That is all you told him. This is perplexing. You see,
Trust him.
no, we do not trust him.
I should say my friends don't necessarily trust him.
Oh, that's good to know. We did not trust him either, but we do not like knowing that you gave him so little information, because we suspected maybe he had something to do with other actions that have taken place. But if you did not give him information, then you didn't tell him about the map in the Decatia's library.
We did not.
Then
They're telling the truth.
yes. Thank you. Then that brings some doubt into his being a suspect. We are looking for somebody who stole a map, and if he did not know there was a map to steal, then he probably didn't steal it.
We have been followed.
And watched.
Oops, did I offer up information without being asked questions? Sorry. And I put my head down.
It is not my turn to ask a question, otherwise I would inquire by who. You
Was
may
that a
ask.
question?
No, that was a statement.
Let's see here. While we're investigating all three of the philosophers that were killed, with regards to Minron, what do you suspect of him, if anything?
We have received reports that he had a consort who was sent away before the murder happened. We do not know the name of this consort nor the location, but we know that some people believe that Minron was killed by this jealous lover. We are investigating, and we know not any more details than that.
Are you going to the party tonight?
It is not your turn to ask a question, young one.
Oh,
It is. She just asked. Oh no, I asked about Minron. Never mind. Sorry. Go ahead.
Who has been following you?
Oh, well, I know of one person, but I think she works with others. But her name was Corina Rapta. And she used to be a priestess of Heliod. But it looks like she is no longer doing...
Oh, I know the name. Yes, she has been missing for some time.
Well, she is not missing. Well, she was found yesterday.
This is very
And-
interesting.
And she says she works for a group, or a master person they call it.
Master. Now we're getting somewhere. It is your turn.
I have no question. I let my friends ask questions.
She turns to
Yeah.
Fakira. I will tell you, yes, I am going to Spyradula's party tonight. She invites me to every single one, and I have never gone. But tonight I will go.
we're going to.
Oh, good. Be sure you dress up. I hear tonight's theme is sacrifice.
I kind of give a sideways glance to Gnosis.
I think we might be at a point where both of us have things that we can work on.
Yeah.
If you want more information on these cultists, I suggest you might go to the ones who've been fighting them at night in the streets. The Playhouse. Look for some of the players there. They might know you. You might find someone who can give you more information.
Who?
Smart.
The players, they go by many names. And with that, they kind of turn around and yes.
As they're leaving, here's a free one. I think the man you are looking for with connection to Minron, his name is Philo, we believe.
Philo. Thank you. What? Philo? Isn't he...
Altrio.
That is fascinating. Thank you for that information. If we learn anything, because this has been in good faith and sanctified by Afara's presence, we will let you know. You are truly an ally of justice and truth. And Sinai goes back and begins talking to the prophet there in the back. The sisters go about their business. Sarah kind of hangs around you guys for a second, like just kind of palling around. But basically, you guys are up to your own devices.
Give Sarah a hug.
She tells you, "We are not allowed to embrace, young one."
Yeah, you can stand there. It's still fine.
Okay. She very awkwardly gets hugged by you with her hands up.
Why are you not allowed to embrace? That is weird rule.
We are not allowed to love another person.
Weirder rule. That is horrible.
It prevents
Sorry for you.
it prevents the enactment of justice. We cannot allow our hearts to cloud our judgment. They're like Jedi, except hopefully not as shitty. I don't know.
Sounds like a fine rule to me.
All right. You all exit into the hustle and bustle of the Agora again.
Question.
Yes.
After this conversation and kind of just putting other various pieces together, would I have any assumptions that the people that attacked me are the people that are part of this cult, or would I think they're completely unrelated based on the information we have?
So you would know contextually that they weren't followers of Phoenix, which would be, if somebody was going to get murdered by somebody, it would be a follower of Phoenix, most likely. These two looked alien in some way, like they are from far away. The symbols on them and the other things make you think that they are, if they are a follower of Phoenix, it is a bizarre subsect that you've never experienced before. You're a little bit experienced because Erebos and Phoenix are such adversaries. They're adversaries for sure. They kind of don't like, you know, when you've got your thing and somebody else is fucking with your thing, you know, you kind of don't like that.
You're beefing over turf.
They're beefing over turf in a lot of ways. So. And
what were some of the symbols that were on them?
These strange white, cog-like symbols. They have their face painted in white and black and a little bit of red.
So, something we haven't. So that location that what's her name? Karina told us about that. What was it?
The
bathhouse?
tile in the third bath at the Phynactic bathhouse. Yes.
Yeah. Does that happen to be in that quadrant that we know
Not
about?
quite. It is to the west of there.
But close.
I mean, close enough. Sure. But you didn't tell them about the bathhouse.
No.
Very cheeky of you.
I don't know. It was I how did I do, Nostus?
You did perfectly well, although they again, I don't believe everything they said since
I
they
almost
could lie.
told them, but
Yeah.
I'm still piecing together maps and that's the same. I don't know.
I don't know. You'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
I am curious about the assassin zone. I feel like these people would know, but I also don't want to tell them anything or believe anything they have to say, so I'm kind of stuck right now. I have pushed myself into a corner and don't know what to do with it. I'll wait till they try to kill me again. All right.
Oh,
Hey, by the way, as you guys try to stab me, do you follow Phoenix?
Well, you're
So that's a
trusting
cool
us.
symbol. What god is that again?
You feel like you would recognize the symbol of all gods. You're a cleric, and again,
So
it
this is
doesn't
some
matter.
cult bullshit.
It doesn't matter what god anyone worships. Eventually, they will come to yours. Fakira, it looks like you're going
That's a
somewhere.
tagline right there.
Oh yeah, she's
That's a
beelining it.
tagline
She
right
has
there.
elbowed. I mean, her elbows go up to like upper thigh on both Fonaze and and Brazino, and she's like, "Follow me." She beelines it for the good smells.
The good smells.
Yeah.
You can smell the baking coming from this alleyway over here. And as you turn the corner, you see a sign for what looks like a tavern or an eatery. And the sign says Akron's End.
You
Oh,
smell it?
that's what I do.
Yeah. Akron's End.
Akron's End. So you know what an Akron is. Agnamakos was an Akron, and an Akron was like basically a tyrannical heavenly ruler that Ifara granted magic to the people who were enslaved under them to help them rebel and fight against the Akrons in order to be free. And Miletus was one of those first empires or cities to rebel and successfully bring down an Akron, specifically Agnamakos, who is like widely thought of as a symbol of tyranny and oppression. So it is the end of the Akron. That is the name of this bar. As you enter, a satyr behind the bar welcomes you. Welcome to the Akron's Inn. Please, have a seat, have a seat. I will be with you shortly. And she steps back to the back to go grab something, and then comes back in with some pitchers waiting for you to approach the bar. There are some other individuals in here that look you all in the eye and sneer a little bit as you recognize each other. These individuals right over here, 3 together: Minas, the Minotaur; Christodoulos, who is a strong man; and Calamira of Palus. Calamira is a poet and a playwright who specifically works with a different theater company, whose name you haven't quite remembered because they're kind of small peanuts in comparison to you. But they are jealous of tomorrow's twilight, and they look at you with some derision as you walk by.
But I'm not jealous of them. So I'm like, oh, hey, other players, how are you today?
Christodoulos, waves you away. Get out of here, Brazino. We're not interested in your theatrics. I'm not in the mood.
Not theatric, but okay. If you are in better mood.
You hear Minas lean over. Can you believe he talks like that? Must be a character voice. Talking down to us, aren't you, Brazino?
Well, I am taller than you, so yes, I am talking down to you.
Minas stands up. How tall are you?
Where's my character detail? I don't think I'm as tall as Fonaze. Let's see. I am
And you said 6'9".
6'9".
Good
Yeah.
height.
Yeah, it's like an inch lower than me by nothing. Yeah.
Minas stands up and he is 6'9" as well. What did you say, Brazino? He steps like right into your
Is
face.
he Macho Man Randy Savage?
Well,
No,
you were,
he just
you
got a
were
low
sitting
voice.
down, so I was speaking down. Now I'm speaking to you. You were in bad mood, and I'm sorry. And
I tap the Minotaur on the shoulder since I'm directly behind him, and he's since he's 6'9" and I'm 7-ish.
I'm
Well,
5.
7. He turns around. Does he turn around?
That's 3 inches.
Yeah, he turns around. Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
What?
3 inches. Well, I'm talking down to you.
And he looks up. Oh, Vanaze, sorry. I don't want any beef with you. Again, we're having a bad day. I'll sit down. I'm sorry. And he slips past you and takes a seat.
Is that the Minotaur saying he doesn't want any?
Yeah.
I just wanted to like.
He wanted some beef with Brazino, but he sees Fanaze, the champion of the last Crowan Games, and
He doesn't want to be ground beef.
Yeah,
If I was smart enough to pick up on that, I'd be pissed off. But no, I don't care. I'm in a good mood.
okay.
Come on, Vizino, I'll get you a drink.
All right, you all make your way over after some grumbles from Minos and Christodoulos, and you come to the bar, and Karina the satyr offers you a choice between wine, honey mead, or this new thing, yeast beer.
Any food?
Oh, yes, of course. We have very, very famous pies.
Yeah.
She goes to the back and brings out some pies for you. You exchange some silvers. It's not anything worth counting for. Yeast beers. Yes, indeed.
I'll try something new. I'll try some of the wheat beers.
All right. She sets you up with these like strange wooden mugs thingies. You're used to drinking from clay, but she tells you that the wood makes it taste sweeter. And you sit yourselves all down in Akron's End. After a little while, Calamira comes over to Nostis. Hello, Nostis. Have you had time to look over my latest manuscript yet?
Sorry, what was your name again?
Calamir of Palos. I gave you a manuscript a month back. I had been working on a new poem. I was hoping that you might look it over before I go to submit it to the local theater. You don't remember me?
No, of course I remember you. It's just your name escapes me at times. But Calamira, yes, I remember.
So, did you read it?
I'm sure I may have.
It's really that forgettable, huh? Great. And she hands you her drink, walks right past you, out the door, and just, like, walks down the street.
You're having a really shitty day. Wonder why. Meh.
It's a bad time for theater. They shut down the theater for the last 3 days, so the companies aren't making any money. But
Did she give me this thing? Where was I?
I don't know, somewhere.
Yeah, I don't
You don't remember her? Okay.
Does
Nice.
Gnosis
Or
get a
a
lot of
critic. You are a critic, so people probably
Yeah,
do that.
Yeah, I have stacks of these things laying
Yeah.
around.
yeah.
I can't. Is she anybody important enough that I would have read her stuff, or would I have been like, cool, thanks, and like toss it on a pile?
Regino's
Yeah.
like, I believe I remember you speaking of this, and you said it was derivative with hackneyed metaphors.
Sounds like me.
She is actually a somewhat she is a poet of
Whatever that means.
moderate popularity among the casual population, in that she writes things that are meant, I guess, not meant, that are found wanting when compared to greater works like the California.
Yeah, I didn't read it.
Yeah.
I didn't read it. Absolutely. Not.
Yeah, probably
Derivative.
not.
And I'm terrible with names.
That's
I thought you were
fantastic.
going to call her calamari.
Alamar.
You have your meal with the grumbling Minas and Christodoulos looking over their shoulders at you. And the pies are quite good. The yeast beer is definitely different, a little more bitter than wine or honeyed mead, but it's good, with filled bellies and a sense of a little bit of direction. It's actually getting to be close to midday. So I'm going to change our sun to reflect that. And what would you guys? What is your priority? Let's kind of go over your options so you can think about it for a moment. You have basically the rest of midday. You can go about acquiring clothing for the soiree tonight. You could go to the Finactic bathhouses to actually go check out the temple if you wanted. You could go to the dock district to take a look, see at what's going on there. You could go to the playhouse and perhaps find yourself some worshippers or some agents of Phoenix to find some information from them. You could even go to a temple and attempt to ask a prophet or a seer of some kind about ordaining or foreseeing some things. Really, the city is open wide to you, and it is your choice to decide what you would like to do.
What are we closest to? Are we closest to grabbing the clothes since we're in the market, and then we can make our way outward from there?
They're kind of equidistant. Let's go back to our city map for a moment, and we can take a look at what is actually around us. So, we are here at the Agora. And if we section out, we have the Playhouse over here at 5. The Theater Phynaxicus. The Bathhouse is relatively close to it at 39. The Artisan District is where Nestorus' house was, and it's 44. And there are quite a few things in there. Yes, exactly. So those are some of your options. If you wanted to go to the Temple District to talk to a prophet, you could indeed. And that would be over here in, that area as well. There is another theater, the Agoras Theater, which has there are 3 theaters, basically. There's also this small one here that does not have a name, but you would either go to the Theater Phenacticus or to the Agoras Theater. You think the one that has Phoenix in the name is probably where you'd want to go. And the other place, the stadium, let's see here. I believe it is 4 that you would go to if you were looking for a fight.
Oh yeah.
To be a gladiator. But coming up with some kind of plan, what you guys would like to do, is probably a good idea right at this very moment.
So maybe clothes and then Theater Fanacticus. And then we open it up to other options after that.
All right. You begin to set out through the streets of Miletus again, wandering towards the artisan district. After a little while, Voithos and Raphael catch up with you. It seems that Raphael is just going to be in a haze all day long. But as you walk through the streets, you kind of hear processions happening again. This time, it looks like hungry people are traveling out with their lunches to go to the center of the city and hold the regular noontime mass for Afara. Priests and justicars of Afara pour into the streets from all sorts of local side temples and usher the people into the center of the city. You start to walk past them as basically they become like traffic, and your walking starts to slow down just a bit. And I don't have a good cliffhanger to leave things on this week because we're just walking through the city. What will you find as you look for clothes? Will it be pretty? Who knows? Will you find agents of Phoenix who will give you important information? Find out next Monday on Mythic Odysseys of Theros-Meletian Mystery. Keep writing down in your notebooks. I hope you know who the killer is now, because it's obvious. No, it shouldn't be. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on this mystery jaunt through the world of Theros. Yes.
I'll start looking for a raid real quick so you can.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
The guy.
Some shout outs. All right.
Real quick before you do the shout outs. Has
Sure.
everybody found the dancing wizard on their D&D Beyond sheet?
Yeah, the
What?
one up at the top. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Why?
No.
What?
I'm just curious because I found it a long time ago and I wanted to know if everyone else found it. All right, never mind. If you haven't found it, you haven't found it. Good luck.
All right. Okay. Shout outs. Roamer Seeker Adventure, Mama Guac, Gorgongon, Marisun, you're all great. We love having you here, L2. Thank you so much for coming and playing Dungeons & Dragons with us. I don't think there's anyone left over from the Gilded Troll in the chat, but congratulations on a great finale, and it's so awesome to finish up a campaign. Congrats. We have Wednesday night, we have a death dungeon set in Morkborg, run by Jason, another one of our streaming regulars. So tune in. Normally we have Dark Kingdoms. So tune in to check that out. It should be a bloodbath, and there's going to be some really fun aspects where you should be able to just
Less.
like pay pay like channel points and kill us like with monsters and other gnarly stuff. So that's going to be a ton of fun. I kind of wish I was viewing it because I have a ton of channel points and I could make sure that you guys die, but I'm also super excited to play in some Mork Borg. I was not able to do the painting stream yesterday due to some unforeseen circumstances, but this Sunday I will be coming in painting some very fun things. I have some more giveaways to do. Let's see here. Anything else that comes to mind, Ryan?
We have, now that this dungeon has mostly wrapped up, the current Dark Kingdoms arc that we're on, I will begin prepping
Tomb of Mercy. Excellent. Yeah.
From Source of Victory.
Source of Victory, yeah.
And so that will be, whenever I finish that, and we'll pick a night and we'll run that as one of our community like goal redemptions. We would love to start more community goals for you guys to reach and channel point goals and all those kind of things, but we're behind by about 3. So I'm going to try to get Tomb of Mercy busted out as soon as possible. Jess is still working on her dungeon that you guys redeem for her to DM my campaign, and at some point Andy will also be running a dwarf themed dungeon charity stream. So those are the things that are kind of approaching. I think you already said Wednesday we're doing the murder dungeon. Potentially might take 2 sessions. But then sometime in the very near future, we are going to, just like we did our 0 session when we started the stream, we are going to do a chat with Dark Kingdoms and then all of the people that are currently on the stream, just kind of recapping how far we've come, both with the campaign and the channel. And that will happen soon. So those are the things that you can expect to happen soonish. Tomb of Mercy, Just Run Dungeon, group kind of just chatting about how things are going. And this week, the Mork Borg Murder Dungeon. I think that's everything that we have in the works. So, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to having you again as we continue in this mystery. Do you have a raid lined up for us? Because I'm going to do our outro.
We do. We are going to raid Quests and Chaos.
Stick around for the raid. We're going to run our outro. And thank you so much. Everybody have a great night. Bye-bye.